All right, guys, how's it going? This video is going to be about Alexis, McAllister and Real Madrid, but there's nothing to worry about, okay? There's nothing to worry about at the present time. I think I touched on this article earlier today, maybe in the Rodrigo video. I think there's something in here about Rodrigo. And basically, this article is about key decisions, signings, departures, things that Alonso's got to deal with to make things right at Real Madrid, basically. And the reason there is no mention in this article whatsoever of Alexis McAllister, right? But I just want to bring something to your attention, and I'll try and explain it to you why I'm going with it. So it starts off by saying the elimination of Real Madrid in the Club World Cup has been a heavy blow for the club, which now finds itself forced to accelerate its planning for the 25-26 season. Alonso, in his first major setback as Madrid coach, has already made it clear he draws many conclusions. And those conclusions will start to materialise in the coming days. It is now that the next season begins. The 24-25 campaign is over, he stated. However, Perez is putting down this tournament this season. Alonso's trying to say, well, that was last season. But the president, Perez, is saying, no, that's this campaign. Anyway, it's, the reason I mention that is because the Barcelona media have made a deal out of that, saying that Alonso and Perez are already clashing, all right? So, but they're going to say that, aren't they? But that's irrelevant. It's nothing to do with this, the reason I'm making this video. The bit that I want to mention to you in here, so these are all little bits and pieces of what they've got to put right, signings, Vinicius renewal, Bellingham is facing surgery. But there was this bit that said meetings to finalise the squad. And it says here, the Basque manager will meet with Jose Angel Sanchez, that's basically the transfer chief, if you like, the wheeler dealer, and President Florentino Perez to finish shaping the squad for next season. The sporting management knows that important and in some cases urgent decisions need to be taken, decisions that will shape the club's immediate future, right? And that's all it says in the article. Now, Jose Felix Diaz, he's the main man when it comes to Real Madrid, right? That's like, think Paul Joyce from the Times, Liverpool, right? He's mentioned Alexis McAllister 3 or 4 times and said during those different, updates, if you like, and there weren't significant updates, but I picked up on little bits here and there. He said Real Madrid have Alexis McAllister on a list of potential targets that they admire, would be interested in. So the article wasn't exclusively about him. It was just like, oh, he's one of the names on a number of possibles. And what is always said in those articles is, but Real Madrid won't go near that because they know Liverpool won't sell. It'll cost a fortune, right? So going into this tournament, I was like really interested to see how Real Madrid, because I thought, well, if they win, it's 100 million, might they then start having a bit more interest in McAllister or something like that. And as you guys will know, prior to Jose Felix Diaz doing these different articles and referencing McAllister, I had said, I feel that we're going to see Alexis McAllister linked with Real Madrid next season, maybe through the season, November, December, something like that, I didn't think we'd see anything this summer or anything like that. But someone mentioned on the live stream today, they said, have you seen the reports about Real Madrid and McAllister? And I said, what? Who? Where? And they said feature heads, right? There's a couple of feature heads, websites in Spain with feature heads name, right? You can dismiss both, right? Think of your English equivalent of tribal football or transfer room. Well, I don't know what they're called. GiveMeStrength.com, all that shite, right? So feature heads, it's just all speculation and nonsense. You wouldn't believe anything they say. So I wouldn't be worried about that if you've seen that today. So why am I flagging it to you? The only reason I'm flagging it to you is because we know Alexis McAllister is a player that they would like to sign. And I'm sure there's many clubs who would, right? And obviously in this article, it says that Sanchez, Perez, Alonso are going to sit down and talk about, who he wants to, make Real Madrid great again, sort of thing. So there is a possibility that his name could come up, right? Liverpool don't want to say he's not for sale. This isn't to say anything's going to happen. I'm just pre-warning you. And if you watch my channel for a long time, you'll know that most of the time I get it right. You know what I mean? Like, I think we will see that. So you might you might see this stuff come out at some point. So what I'm trying to say to you is they're going to have a meeting very soon. And it wouldn't surprise me if we start to see McAllister mentioned with Real Madrid, which is what I expected next season anyway. But you might see it a bit sooner is what I'm trying to say here. Because if you think back to the original text, the original reporting, the sporting management knows that important and in some cases urgent decisions need to be taken, decisions that will shape the club's immediate future. And they've been banging on about getting a player like McAllister for a while. Previously, Zubimendi was another one that was mooted and stuff like that. So this video is more of a, hey, just a little heads up. They're going to sit down and have a transfer summit and you might see his name. Now, McAllister has previously said that he would, he was asked, would you like to play in Spain one day? And he went, yeah, why not, right? But I don't think there's any suggestion he's doing, any, like the other players that might, I don't think that's happening. I think McAllister is happy where he is at the moment. But the thing is with these fuckers, they start to get in players' heads and stuff like that, and they use publications like Marca that, people say that Florentino Perez is Marca, it's his words that go in there, to destabilise and to do things like that. And that's why everyone fucking hates Real Madrid, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. I don't know if I've done a very good job explaining the video. Maybe you're not on my, the same page as me, but I read that and I was like, transfer summit. They're going to look at the urgent and important things, and that is going to be one of them. So it wouldn't surprise me if Jose Felix Diaz, for example, in the next week or so, pops up and says, oh, he's under consideration again. Was it not, what my memory's like, it's shite 9 times out of 10. But I think it was McAllister's father had mentioned some comments about Real Madrid and his son and then ended up having to wind back on them. Do you remember? And in fact, it was Jose Felix Diaz that said, on the day that his dad's talking about his son and Real Madrid officials are discussing McAllister in the Real Madrid boardroom. What a coincidence. He was kind of like, I think, hinting a little bit of, like a little bit of whispers and stuff going on. I can't verify that or back that up. But it seemed a bit strange at the time. So anyway, I'm just putting it out to you. So don't be worried. There's no suggestion they're going to do anything. Every article that's been written that I consider credible about McAllister or where he's cropped up in articles, it's always been, but Real Madrid know that it would be too expensive, which is why I didn't want them fuckers to win the Club World Cup. Can you see what I was thinking now? So, but Real Madrid being Real Madrid might start, trying to get in his head a little bit. It's just something I want you to look out for next season, really. I thought next season, but maybe we'll see some sooner because of this transfer. So, all right, guys, I'll leave it with you. I'm sorry if it's not very exciting, but videos like this are important too, I feel. Okay? If you appreciate the video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. If you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, there's a love heart under the video. You can hit that. And I always give a shout out to everyone the next day in the morning briefings on my other channel, which I haven't even done today yet. I might struggle to do it. I mentioned the community. There's a new community feature on YouTube now. You can only access it via the app, the YouTube app. Go to my channel page and you should see the thing, visit community. You can create your own topics and discussion now and I will join in them with you. All right, guys, don't worry about McAllister. I'll keep an eye on it and the right people. And if you've seen stuff online today coming from feature heads in Spain, I haven't even read it. That shows you how bothered I am. All right, guys, cheers.